So I saw Dune Part 2 in theaters a couple days ago this past Saturday. I thought this movie was fantastic. I think cinematography, this movie looks great. I think it does what a great sequel should, which is built on what was great about the first movie. In my opinion, the first movie I love. I thought they did a great job of laying the groundwork, setting up the world, introducing the characters, and making you care about the characters. And I love where they take the story with all the characters. And the whole cast is fantastic in this movie. And the new cast members, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, they're all great in this movie too. I think Florence Pugh has a very powerful, strong performance of this character with Emperor's Daughter, where you really feel like interest in her character, and where her character's story ends, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see more of a character in the third movie. I think Christopher Walken plays a great Emperor, where you really like he's very like you really hate this guy, but he's a coward at the same time. I think Austin Butler he does a great job. It's like he really transforms into this like creepy character where he just plays the nephew of the Baron people, and you see his character who's just kind of creepy, like the way he looks, and how he's kind of like he's a warrior, and he has like a little bit honor, but in him, but in a twisted, dark way. And just like I say, he just gives a very creepy presence, and he's just so great in this movie. I love the look of the character too. Like the scenes where you see him in black, the scenes where you see the black and white scenes with his character. I think that visually that looks really cool too. And I think Josh Brolin does a great job of coming back with kind of a revenge story arc with what happened to his king and people in the first movie, which I love his Duke in the first movie. And like I said, the whole cast is just fantastic in this. I mean, they all just give great performances. And I just love this story of this idea, just how, how power can corrupt people, how it can change a person. And I love that story with Paul. Like I say, you see him just like struggle to not want to be that. There's a great scene where he's talking to Josh Brolin's character, and Josh Brolin's character's like, why don't you, you have an army of 200 people. These people that live on the sand, and what are you so afraid of? And he says, his visions, he's afraid. Josh Brolin's saying, what are you afraid to lose control? And he's like, and Paul, to me, Simon's character's Paul says, well, I'm afraid to gain control. And I love his whole story arc. Like, it feels just so natural. It feels like when you see him change, you really buy into it. And he just gives, like I say, he gives a fantastic performance. Now, Ellen Joy Taylor, I think that's her name. The actress from New Mutants. And let me make sure. Ellen Taylor-Joy, who's a great actress. She was in New Mutants. She's gonna be playing Furiosa in the new Mad Max Furiosa spinoff. She's a great actress. Now, since this isn't a spoiler reveal, I'm not gonna say how she plays in this movie. I'm gonna say she has a brief role in this movie, but it's an important role and a big plot twist. So I'm not gonna talk about her character. It's, to me, it's something that you should see the movie to see this reveal, because like I said, it's a big reveal. So that's the one part of the movie I'm not gonna talk about. And this movie does a great job with. It does end on a cliffhanger. I can see some people having mixed feelings about the ending of this movie, because I know some people didn't like the fact the first one ended on a cliffhanger. I didn't have a problem with that personally, because it was called Part 1. This movie is called Part 2. But I can see some people feeling like, oh, they're doing a cliffhanger again. But I feel like, to me, it does close off enough story in this movie to where it closes off the story of Paul's rise to being this great prophecy leader. Then it starts off, in my opinion, a new story for 3. Which I can't wait to see the third movie. And I also, let me say this, I think Zendaya gives a great performance too in this movie. Like, we didn't see much of a character in the first movie, but I love the love story between her and Timmy Simon's character, Paul. Like, you really buy into it. And I just love her character arc where she's one of the ones that doesn't believe in this prophecy, and she's the only one towards the end of the movie that doesn't really completely buy into it. But I love how the love story ends in a tragic way where she falls in love with Timmy Simon's character, who's this sincere, good-hearted person, and they just have great chemistry. But you see how, since she doesn't believe in that prophecy and what it can do to people, if she feels like it will enslave her people, him becoming this prophecy and how he changes, I think is a great just story arc. Where I love the fact that, like I say, you have different points of views about him being this prophecy, this chosen one, this becoming this leader that they talk about. And I love the fact that you see her kind of, like I say, you see her struggle and not just completely agree with his decision towards the end of the movie. So I think she just gives a great performance. I really felt like her character was compelling. She gives another that gives a powerful performance. And where the character ends, I'm really excited to see where they take her character in the third movie. But yeah, I mean, this is just a great movie. It tells a great story. Like I said, it continues the story of Tim Simon's Paul character. I love when they take his character, I love where they end his character. And I can't wait to see how the story ends with Paul's character. Because like I said, this movie to me is about the whys of Timmy Simon's character, Paul. And I definitely am excited to see where it ends. So I highly recommend go see Dune Part 2 in theaters. It's a fantastic movie. It's a movie to me that really sticks with you. And it's a movie I would definitely go see multiple times. Like I said, it's one of those movies that just the story and characters, it reminds you why I love movies. And I'm a story and character person, so fantastic movie. Go see Dune Part 2 in theaters. Until next time, movie fans.